Today we're doing Unit 5, Part 2, Lesson 2, which is Function Rule Notes. So, finding the steps to the function rule given an input and an output. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with this function first and walk you through the steps. Step 1, find a spot where two input values are going up by 1. So if I look at my input values here, I have the number 2 and 4. That's going up by 2. So if I have 2, 3, 4, that's two numbers. If I go here, 4 and 5, I only count one time. So here my values are going up by 1. So I'm going to highlight those two equations. And I know that those values are going up by 1. So then I'm going to do step 2, determine the change in corresponding output values. So I look here at my output values and I say between 16 to 20, how many do I need to add? And there's a difference of plus 4. So my output value change is 4. Step 3, since those output values increase by 4, the equation includes y equals 4x. And then you need to test to see if that works. So right here I know that my equation is y equals 4x because the difference between the numbers where my input is 1, the output difference is 4. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start solving to figure out what value goes here. So I'm going to put y equals 4x. And my first input value is 2. So I'm going to use my y equals 4x and I'm going to plug in my 2 value. So 4, and then I plug in 2 because my input is x and I said 4 times x. So 4 times 2 equals 8. My output in the y value is 8. If those match, I'm going to put a check next to it. I'm going to move on to 4. So I'm going to say 4 times 4. That equals 16. I'm going to look at my output, 16, check, those match. 4 times 5 is 20. That's what I have in my output. 4 times 8 equals 32. That's what I have in my output. So now I'm going to solve for 12. What is my output value for 12? Well, I have 12, 4, plug in my x, or my input value, and I get 48. So I know that my output, or my y value, is 48. Let's go ahead and do that with the next one. So we need to first determine in your input value, where is it a difference of 1? And the difference of 1 right here is your 5 and your 6. That is a difference of plus 1. So now that I've determined that, I need to see the difference between 15 and 18. And the difference is 3. So my equation is y equals 3x. I'm going to plug that in over here. Y equals 3x. And I'm just going to go ahead and solve and make sure that it matches my output values and then determine what the value is for 10. So then I'm going to plug it in. 3 times 2 is 6. Does that match your output? If so, you must put a check to show me that you checked that it does match. 3 times 5 is 15. Does that match? Yes. Then I'm going to do 3 times what's my input or my x value? 6. And does that equal my y value that I've already determined, 18? Yes, it does. So I'm going to check it. 3 times 7 equals 21. Check. That matches what's in the output. So now I'm going to say 3 times 10 is 30. So my output for my y value is 30 when I go look in this chart. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip over and we're going to focus on two-step functions. If your results does not equal your output value after testing, follow this step. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and again I'm going to use this in order to fill out the notes up there. I'm going to go and I'm going to look at my input values and I need to determine where is the difference of 1, 2 and 4, that's a difference of 2, so that doesn't work. 4 and 7, that's a difference of 3, that doesn't work. 7 and 8, that is a difference of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight. I'm going to say that's a difference of plus 1. And then over here, 23 to 26 is a difference of 3. So I know that my function equation is y equals 3x. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put in y equals 3x. So I'm going to put my input in, which is 2, into this. So 3 times 2 equals 6. Does that match my output? No, it doesn't. What do I need to add in order to have it match my output of 8? 6 plus what gets me 8? 6 plus 2 gets me 8. Then I check it. Now it matches. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time with my other input value. 3 times 4 is 12. Does that match my output? No. I know that I need to add plus 2 in order to get my input of 14. So 12 plus 2 is 14. I'm going to check that it matches my output, and I'm going to put a check by it. So now I need to go back to my function equation because I know that I need to change my equation. And I need to add plus 2 because in order to make my output value true, I add 2 to it. So I'm going to go ahead and solve the rest of my values. 3 times 7 is 21. I'm going to add my plus 2, which gets me 23, and I'm going to check. It does match my output value. I'm going to go ahead and do it for 8 as well. 3 times 8 is 24. If I add my 2 to that, it does get me 26. I check, so I need to put my check mark. Now I need to solve for my output value of 15. So my input's 15. What is my output value? So I have 3 times 15 is 45. And I need to add my plus 2. I'll add it up here as well, because that is my new function equation. Plus 2. And that gets me 47. So my output value is 47. So if I go up here to the steps, I see that each output is 2 more than the equation you plugged in during step 4. So your equation is not just y equals 3x, it is y equals 3x plus 2. And I determined that by checking it with my output values. Let's go ahead and do number 4. I'm going to go ahead with my input and I need to determine where is there a difference of 1. 6 and 7 is a difference of 1. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those and I'm going to indicate that it's plus 1. And the difference between 34 and 39 is 5, so I put plus 5. I'm going to go ahead and start off my equation by saying y equals 5x. I'm going to plug it in here, y equals 5x. So I'm going to start to solve just by plugging it in. 5 times 1 gets me 5. Now I go to check my output value. That says 9. So I know that I need to add something. How much do I need to add in order to equal 9? 5 plus 4 is going to get me 9. I'm going to check my output value. That's true. Let's go ahead and do another one just to confirm that it's definitely plus 4. So 5 times 6 equals 30. And then I'm going to add my plus 4, gets me 34. That indeed does match my output value. So I'm going to put a check mark next to it indicating that I checked my output value. And I'm going to go ahead and add the plus 4 to my equation because I know that my function equation now is y equals 5x plus 4. I'm going to solve for the rest of it. So 5 times 7 equals 35. Plus 4 equals 39. That definitely matches, so I'm going to check it. 5 times 9 equals 45. Plus 4 equals 49. So I'm going to check it. And then I'm going to go ahead and solve for my output value. So I have 5 times 11 equals, and I have somebody here to help me. Eric, can you tell me what does 5 times 11 equal?
55.
He says 55. So Eric, am I all done or do I need to add something?
You need to add the 4.
Oh, I gotta add the 4. So now I get 59. So my output value is what, Eric?
59.
Thanks, 59. So now Eric is gonna go ahead and give you